Welcome back to Mother Nature. It's a beautiful day. It's May 24th, Gemini season, and I came back to this beautiful place where I have been visiting during the Capricorn Venus star point period, and I borrowed something I need to bring back now, these two little fellas. And I need to get them back to the place where they belong. Do you do this, borrowing things from the forest? Let me know. Can't be the only weird. The bird's greeting us. So I'm turning, you can see where I walk. It's a very beautiful and warm day. Oh, butterfly. And I have a few things I want to talk about today. And I also brought my tool. There it is. So I'm going to teach you something about the Venus star and the energy flow within, because that's something we learn in our course at this point in the fourth week and the fourth module of the Venus star course. Oh, look, there's the lake. Rocks. So yeah, trying to find a nice place, and the place where I took the little rocks from, bringing them back to where they belong. And yeah, besides teaching you something about the Venus star, I also want to talk about a few things. And one of them is a topic I have been contemplating a lot lately, and it has to do with why are we here. You might remember from my video about the Venus star and about the great light and the ego, the self, that I do believe that the reason why we are here, or one reason why we are here, is that the divine wants to express itself through us humans in many kinds of ways. So you are a spark of the divine, and the divine has given you a set of traits, skills and gifts you are here to use. And sometimes in spiritual circles you will hear people talking about that we should try to get rid of the material world and the senses and the attachment to the physical plane. So the focus is to going back to the spirit world. But if you think about where we come from, we all come from the spirit world. We do have our past in the spiritual realm, even if we do not consciously understand it. That's where our home is, and that's where we are going. So what's the reason why we are here? I believe that we are here to be fully embodied, to fully become flesh and experience the divine through the physical body, through the senses, through the physical world, through being in the forest, feeling the wind, seeing the leaves, tasting berries. This plane is made to be experienced. So yeah, we do have 5 senses, and we are here to use our senses and to understand the spirit world through the physical world. And if you try to get rid of everything that is related to the material plane, including your senses and food, for example, then you are actually denying the divine to express itself. So we talk about evolution, we talk about understanding spirit, and for some people it's becoming one with God. But I want to talk about involution, spirit being born into a body. Your spirit, you are part of spirit, you are you have an earthly home, your body is your earthly home, and there's a reason for it. And I think for some people it might be easier to be in the physical world and to think about how do they reconnect with the divine. But for other people it might be the other way around. Some people are born with this connection to the divine, with this constant feeling. Children might have this constant feeling that they are one with everything and with spirit, and they might not feel at home in the physical world. So it might just be a bigger task for those people to actually understand that the physical world is their home now, and that they need to make friends with this world, and that it is meant for them to experience the divine through this physical realm. Because it's different if you are in the spirit world and you don't have a physical body. You cannot have the same experiences as you do have in being in a physical body. So for some people, being on retreat and only wanting to focus on the spirit world might just be, well, let's call it spiritual bypassing. They might just hide and escape the actual task they are here to accomplish. So that's one thing I want to talk about, that there is this, if you think in directions, if, let's just, for the sake of this video, think about the spirit would be above and earth would be below, then it's involution, coming from the spirit to planet earth, being fully embodied in the flesh, understanding how the material plane works and how it reflects the spirit world. And during that stage, during what you are doing, when you think of involution, you're actually on the path of evolution. You understand what the spirit world is about. You grow, and that's what evolution is. It's growth in consciousness. So yeah, I think we need to talk more about being on this plane and how it is beautiful, and how we understand the spirit world through our physical world. The spirit wants to express itself through us. That's how I think about it. And when you try to get rid of the physical world, when you try to numb your senses, you are not living according to what I think we are here to do on planet Earth. So yeah, it has to be, I think, in both directions. It's involution and evolution, and evolution is through involution. You can't understand the spirit world unless you use your senses. So nature and all we have here, the different smells, how it looks, the sights, the textures we have on trees and berries, everything we can touch and see here in the physical world gives you a clue about what the spirit world is about. So if you neglect the physical world and your senses, you neglect also part of spirit. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's also very warm. Whew. It's a very bright blue sky there, and it's quiet, silence. Only me talking here. I hope the birds don't mind. Oh, let's see. You know what this is? I forgot what it is in English. Kuusenkerkkä in Finnish. Maivuks of Deutsch. I now know where I am. Oh, this is the... I know where I am. This is the place I have been visiting when I was visiting this beautiful nature place the first time, the very, very first time, a year ago. Whew. And yeah, this is like really forest. So let's hike a bit further. The smell here is amazing. I love it. I wished you could smell it. It has rained yesterday, but this place here is still very dry. Hello. Then on another note, I've also contemplated about how we do want to belong somewhere, how we do want to find our tribe, find the people who understand us, who have the same goals, the same values. But then also, quite dangerous, but also we do want to be ourselves. We want to walk our own path, and we do have an understanding that we are not like other people. So it's finding our tribe, but also walking our unique path. So how do you fit both together? The Venus star is interesting because it actually tells us about the collective. It tells you your place in the collective, actually. So we have, in each period of time, we have 5 signs on the Venus star. They change. And there are periods where certain signs are not on the Venus star. So that being a symbolism that certain energies are not part of the current expression of the divine, so to speak. And your Venus star point sign is your tribe in a way. All people who have the same sign as your Venus star point is in, as your Venus star point, share the same energy, so to speak. But all your charts are different, so no one has the same chart as you have. And that makes it unique. So even if you do have the same goals, the same kind of energy to bring into the physical realm, you are all different, you are all unique. Butterflies everywhere. So yeah, the Venus star gives quite a broad understanding about what collectively is happening, what kind of energies are present in history, how it works through people. So for example, we just witnessed the inception of the Libra Venus star point, which hasn't been active since 1879, 1880. So it's a long period of time that Libra was not part of the energy flow in the Venus star. But now it is back. And we are now actually in a liminal space because although Libra came, or Libra is now in the Venus star, the point that is now in Libra will change one time back into Scorpio in 2026. It will be a 9.5 months period in the sign of Scorpio, and that will be the final Scorpio Venus star point period for our times. After that, Libra takes over from Scorpio. That's a big thing, It means that if you want to use that language, that the energies are different in our time. They change. We are fed differently through the signs of the zodiac, and also the people who are born right now in this 9.5 months period we are in right now, this Libra Venus star point period. These people have a different set of energy, and they are also special because they have a very rare opposition in their Venus star. There are different aspects in the Venus star, minor aspects. And those of you who have been studying astrology know that each aspect has a quality, meaning some aspects are more easy, some are more challenging. And then we have these special aspects, like for example the opposition which we have now on the Venus star. That's very rare. Usually the 5-pointed star doesn't have oppositions. The Venus star doesn't have oppositions. It's rare, but now it has, because we do have Aries on the Venus star and Libra now. So Aries and Libra is a polarity. They are two sides of one axis, two opposing points. They belong together. So yeah, I could talk quite a lot about Libra and Aries, but let's keep it short. So yeah, finding your tribe through the Venus star point, it can be one way how you understand where you belong and what kind of energy works through you. But also understand that you are unique. You don't need to be like other Venus star points. Like other, for example, if you are Aries Venus star point, you don't need to be like other Aries Venus star points. What's unique with you, you look at your Mars, look at any planet around your Venus star. How does it affect you? What does it mean? And so forth. So it's in the end very unique. That's the beauty of it. Although we belong to somewhere, we are part of a group that came here. We are also unique. We have our own path. We don't need to copy. It's not meant to copy other people, to do what other people do and think and talk. We are here to share our unique perspectives, our unique energies. And if we can learn to do that, then I think we are one step closer to understanding the divine and life itself. I have been living for so many years in this country, and I never had a real connection to nature. I think I have said it before in some video that we didn't actually go outside in my childhood home, so I never had this experience to be in nature and to fall in love with nature. That was something that happened during the Capricorn Venus star point period. Isn't it interesting that people can be so afraid of nature? Like really being afraid, not going anywhere in the forest or even near to a new park. Yeah, but we do have Google Maps, so if you get lost, you always can find your way back. So it's not as frightening as it was back in the day. It's almost all rock I'm walking on, so there's rocks everywhere. Rocks and all kinds of trees. And the blue sky. So yeah, I'm trying to find a place for my hammock, and then I will get my tool out and teach you how the energy flow in the Venus star, what it does, very briefly, shortly. So see you in a minute. found a beautiful, quiet place here in nature. Today I'm going to talk briefly about the energy flow in the Venus star. So let's take out of our pocket the Venus star. The Venus star is the 5-pointed star, which is created by Venus-Sun conjunctions. And we all have such a Venus star in our birth charts. All 5 points on the Venus star are important. But one point is especially important, and that is the head of the Venus star. Think of the Venus star as a human, as yourself, with a head, 2 hands, and 2 feet. Each point has a meaning. The head of the Venus star is representing your creative energy. It's your Venus star point. When we talk about the Venus star point, we mean the head of the Venus star. It represents your gifts, what you are here to share with the world. And it is a symbol of in what kind the divine wants to manifest itself through you. But there are 4 other points on the Venus star, and they represent part of the energy flow within your life. There are 2 points that precede your Venus star point. These 2 points are feeding you. You receive from these 2 points. On the other side of the Venus star are 2 points where your energy is heading towards. So you feed your Venus star point, feed those 2 points. That's where your energy is headed to. Energy is not static. Energy wants to move. It comes from somewhere and it goes somewhere. I will give you an example on how the energy flows within the Venus star in charts, in people's charts, Venus stars who are born right now. So we are right now in a Libra Venus star point period, meaning that Libra is the head of the star. You might remember those signs I did for one video I made recently, where I was talking about the elements and the modalities of the zodiac signs. And I always recommend thinking of your Venus star point in terms of its element and modality. So we have 3 modalities. We have fixed modality, we have multiple modality, is this right? Upside down. Multiple modality and cardinal modality. And then we have 4 elements. We have fire, water, air, and earth. And mosquitoes, apparently. So, thinking of Libra. Libra is of cardinal modality. And Libra is an air sign. And air is often represented with a yellow color. So let's put Libra on the head of our Venus star. All people, all babies who are born right now in this 9.5 months period have Libra as the head of their Venus star. And before the Sun and Venus conjoined in the sign of Libra, which happened last October 2020, Venus and the Sun were conjoining in the sign of Capricorn. Now Capricorn is again a cardinal sign, but of the earth element. Meaning that the Libra Venus star point receives from Capricorn. Capricorn feeds Libra. Before the conjunction of Venus and Sun in Capricorn, Venus and Sun conjoined in Aries. And now we have again cardinal quality. Aries is a fire sign, but also of cardinal quality. And only by looking at the Venus star right now, you can already see that the cardinal quality is most present on the Venus star. We have 5 points and 3 points are of cardinal quality. It's a very forward-striving, initiative kind of energy working in the Venus star of people who are born right now. So Libra receives from Aries and from Capricorn. On the other side of the Venus star are two other signs. After this Libra Venus star point period, Libra and the Sun will conjoin in Leo. Leo is a fire sign and it's of fixed quality. So the energy of Libra goes to Leo. That's the giving hand for this star. After Venus and Sun conjoined in Leo, 9.5 months later, they will conjoin in Gemini. And Gemini is of mutable quality and it's an air sign. So let's put Gemini here. So the current Venus star looks like this. We have Libra, an air sign, as the head. We have a fire sign on the receiving foot. We have an earth sign on the receiving hand. We have a fire sign on the giving hand and an air sign on the giving foot. Now there is more to the 4 points, the hands and feet on the Venus star. There's a difference between the energy that works on the hands and on the feet. I don't want to get too deeply in this because it can be confusing if you haven't studied how the points are formed and so on. So I want to keep it simple. Just wanting you to be able to think about what is your creative energy, what's the energy you are born with, where do you receive energy, what kind of energy is feeding you, what do you receive easily, and where are you headed towards. Now, how it works is that the points, when they are activated, they activate the points on your star, of course. So right now, we are in a Libra Venus star point period. The point that is now in Libra is the point that previously went through Scorpio, and it will come back one more time in 2026. After that period, Libra will take over. It means that the Libra Venus star point period is the one that coincides with the previous Scorpio Venus star point periods, meaning, or with the Venus star point in Scorpio, meaning that as everybody, almost everybody on planet Earth has Scorpio somewhere on their Venus star, that point on your star, on everybody's star, is right now activated. So Libra is the previous Scorpio Venus star point. Now you can just think about, where is Scorpio on your Venus star? Is it one of the receiving points? Is it the receiving foot, the receiving hand, or is it one of the giving? On the giving side, one point on the giving side, is it the giving hand, the giving foot, or is it maybe the head of your Venus star? So that helps you understand what happens with your creative energy. And I'm not talking about art, I'm just talking about what you're doing here in the world. We are creative all the time. The moment we wake up in the morning, we create. So that helps you to understand where is the focus on the Venus star right now. And then also what happens is, of course, all planets that are moving through the signs on your Venus star have an impact on who you are and how you express yourself. So for example, if you have Aries on the receiving foot, every planet traveling through Aries will have an impact on your creative center, on your head, so to speak. You can imagine this like the Venus star points, like portals or gates or something that holds space to take energy in. So meaning, if it would be like a door in Aries, so to speak, then each planet traveling through that energy field, through that house of Aries in your Venus, in your birth chart, would be able to give something of their expression through that door towards your creative center, to the head of your Venus star. Maybe this helps a bit understanding how it works. So every planet traveling through the signs of your Venus star has an impact on what you do, but also people who represent that energy. So in this case, all people who represent Aries through their Venus star point being in Aries, or planets being in Aries, or angles, for example, the ascendant, have an impact and feed the this example Libra Venus star point, or the previous Scorpio Venus star point. So it works in time through the activation of the Venus star points, through transits, through planet, traveling through the signs, and through people who carry that energy within themselves. And the Venus star in this way helps you also to understand how your relationship dynamics work. So people on your receiving side, people on the giving side, that's a different kind of energy. Of course, all planets on your Venus star have also an impact on your relationship dynamics. That's not only as a side note, because if I wanted to explain this is a bit complicated if you don't have the basic understanding. So I just wanted to let you know that there's more to the Venus star, and when you contemplate about your relationships and what happens with the energy you receive, where does it go, what happens between you and other people, it gets quite deep, it gets quite insightful. But yeah, at this point I just wanted to give you some tools to understand what is the energy that is within you, in what way do you receive, what kind of energies feed you the most, and where are you headed towards. I hope this helped you, and I hope I see you for a later video on the Venus star. And yeah, if you want to know more about the Venus star, if you want to go on a journey studying what the Venus star means in your birth chart, how you can strengthen your relationship with the divine, then I invite you to join my Venus star course. It's a 5-week online course. It's live. We have a lot of good discussions in the courses, and it's really a journey. It's not only about learning a technique, it's about you spending time with the divine. That's all for today. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead, and I hope I see you next time. Bye bye. The goal is to, or through living your unique life, you're walking your own path, being in service to the collective. So it's not selfish to think about, what do I want, what kind of skills and gifts do you have, what do you want to develop. It's part of what we are meant to do here on the physical plane. And sometimes we might actually know what we want to do, and we might, I'm gonna show you little flowers. Ooh. Hello. Oh, they are so beautiful here. Everything is green. Well, yeah, back. So yeah, we might have an idea what we want to do, but we are so afraid of doing the thing we want to do because we don't see other people doing the same thing. So we know that if we do something new, we might not get appreciation. Some people might think we are weird, and some of us are, of course, by birth, right? So yeah, that might just scare us, and we might just want to hide. But that's not why we are here. We are not here to hide. And I'm preaching to myself here because I'm someone who is not comfortable being in the limelight, being in service to humanity through that, and yeah, not being afraid to sometimes leave the tribe, or not finding your tribe. It's not something that you might find for the rest of your life, or how can I say this? I think many people want to belong somewhere, and for some people it's easier to find that home, so to speak, and their own people, but it might not for all people last for the rest of their lives. So sometimes it's just for a certain period of time that you walk with people who have the same goals at that time as you do. So it feels like home, coming home, and this feeling is very nice, but at some point it might just come to an end. And that's hard to accept. Or you have never the experience that you actually find your true home, your true tribe. So that's also, for some people, it's part of their life to not be part of anything, of any bigger group. And if that is so in your life, then there's a reason for that. Reasons can be many, of course. Sometimes it's man-made reasons, and sometimes it's just part of your life plan. And in a positive way, if you are not part of a bigger group for a long time, you're also more, you stick more to yourself and to the things you discover, and you're more free to speak about things other people don't, because you're not influenced by a strong group behind you, so to speak. It's nothing to be afraid of, walking your own path.